item is item I, review and possible approval to gauge interest and obtain estimates for a solar garden.
I realize that, as David mentioned, that there's a big difference between a solar garden and a solar project of the magnitude that they're talking about. But we still see a number of people who are interested in installing solar on their homes or other projects. And as you know, a number of years ago, we put in the net metering agreement. We gave rebates, but the biggest impediment to people putting in solar on their homes is the upfront cost. Because of that, we've only seen 13 people install solar and take advantage of our net metering program. And so there still is some interest out there, at least that's been voiced to me, that there's some interest in a solar garden, and I would like to get the approval to move forward in gauging that interest, seeing who's interested in this, getting some pricing to see if there's something that we can do together to install a solar garden, and we would size it to the size of the individuals who want to be involved. We could potentially add a little bit of extra for future customers that want to come on, but this would be basically paid for by those who want to have solar. It's not something that we're going to ask for the other customers to pay for, but we hope that there's some synergies that would make this more affordable or easier for other people to get involved in. And so all we're asking for at this time is the approval to advertise, to put together a questionnaire, and to evaluate those things, to get bids and get pricing, to see what we could do that for, and then let those folks know what's available. We've also worked with the USDA on a grant. They worked with us on the grant when we put the solar here on the engineering building, and we've talked to them, and they've approved us for another grant up to 50 kW, and so we would take advantage of that and include that in the pricing. But that's all we're looking for, is to explore this, to get permission to do those things, do the advertising, and spend the funds and take the time that we need to do this.
And I'm looking for a motion to approve the staff to gauge customer interest in solar garden.
I make a motion we approve that.
Not to exceed $3,500. We got a motion for that? I do have a motion. Do I have a second? Any discussion?
Yes, I have a question. Will that be on their home side, or is that going to be a location on OPD side?
No, we've identified a couple of locations. For example, in the Dinosaur substation, there's a hill that would be a perfect spot to put some solar panels there. We could utilize the existing equipment that's in there to feed into, so we wouldn't have to duplicate any of the equipment. So, a situation like that where we can feed into the low voltage side of the bus, I think would be an ideal place to do that, and it would limit the costs.
Make a motion.
We got the motion. Do we have a second? Any further discussion? Okay, I'll call for the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.